What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Mr. Elisha26, and I'm here with my 41-week update. So, I've been trying to make this video since like Tuesday, but I've been kind of in like a weird flux kind of mood. So, Monday, regular, ordinary day. Refilled all my prescriptions for tea, needles, syringes, because I'm about to be out. It'll all be here though this week and the beginning of next week. End of this week and beginning of next week. I already got something today, and I gotta pick something up tomorrow. But anyway, so Monday just went. It was just another Monday at work. So the reason why I haven't been able to make this video is because of what happened Tuesday morning. So Tuesday, I get into work, sitting in the lunchroom for muster. Supervisor's going to tell us everything that's going to happen that day, and training and shit, and, regular shit, regular morning meeting. So, he comes in, he's like, guys, I got something to talk to you about. And he goes, transgender personnel working at where I work. He's like, do you guys really want to hear this? I don't want to read it, but, and so this other black guy that just got back raised his hand, I guess, and he's like, I don't really want to hear it, but I know we have to hear it. So then he starts reading about how transgender people that work at my job site should be treated, what shouldn't happen, discrimination, harassment stuff. And I'm sitting there kind of like with this feeling of, like it's good that it's being put out, but because I'm stealth 100% and nobody knows, I'm watching to see how people react. And pretty much everybody in the room disappointed me. Some people just didn't say anything. Some people just made faces. Some people were very vocal. Some people made jokes about how, so I can't call them shim and stuff like that. And I'm not surprised because I work with a whole bunch of I don't know, because of where I still live, I work with a whole bunch of white people who are kind of rednecky. Not to be an offense to rednecks, because some redneck people are really open-minded, but they don't have a lot of experience with differences. I'll just say that. One black guy told me not one black guy, but when one white guy told me when the other black guy, because there was only two of us, first started working here, he said he wanted to talk to him, but he didn't know how to break the ice, so he told a joke. And the joke he told was, what's the longest word in the black man's dictionary? And the black guy, I'm sure, who was uncomfortable with this whole thing and didn't, know how to broach that joke, said, I don't know. And he said, shit. And he thought that was hilarious. Yeah. Well, there's two other black guys, but one's the supervisor. He doesn't really work on the floor with us. But that's the kind of stuff, And another white guy calls me Dwayne. He thought that's what I said, but I told him, no, that's not my name. It's Tremaine. And so he still calls me Dwayne, so I call him just random ass white people names that I don't know any black guys to have, like Kurt or Kip, shit like that. What else? So anyway, back to the transgender thing. So other people were going on about how they'd feel uncomfortable if a transgender person was using the same bathroom as them. And then one of them brought up a transgender woman who works in Shop 17. Lovely lady, I'm sure. And they were like, Carol. And then the only female that works in our job site says, "You mean Kevin?" And then the guy who brings up Carol says, "Well, her name is Carol now." And he was like, "She's got her own bathrooms." And somebody else was like, "Yeah, but she's bigger than you." And it just turned into this whole kind of like witch hunt. And I felt like, for one, you shouldn't be outing transgender people, even if everybody knows. She shouldn't be discussed. And I was just really disgusted by the whole situation. And judging by the way that they talked about Carol, who I've never even met before or didn't even know about, and the way that they felt about it, and the way people were laughing about the topic, and all this other stuff, it just made me know that I could never come out there. I could, but I don't want to have to deal with that shit like every day. I left a job already where people ask me completely intrusive questions. I don't have to deal with that here. And I don't have to deal with the whole bathroom situation, which they made a big deal out of. Like, people go pee. When you're at your house, are there gender specific bathrooms at your home? You know? Where only men can use this bathroom, women can use that bathroom. Why is that such a difficult thing? Like, so I don't want to deal with it. And I just didn't even feel safe enough to even speak up about the situation, which is crazy because we already had the whole harassment like conversation about how you don't know who are in people's families or who are people's friends, so you shouldn't say offensive things because you don't know who you might offend just by association. I have a transgender cousin whom I love to death, would do anything for within my power. And let's say I was cis male or cis female, and that conversation had went on. How uncomfortable would I feel having a transgender cousin, and people are completely disrespecting the trans identity as a whole? It just made me feel super uncomfortable, which kind of just put me in like a mood all week. Um, it's kind of one of those things where, in a way, I take it as they've never really interacted with someone who's transgender. Like, I don't know how well they know Carol or how they feel about it, but I'm sure they wouldn't say that shit to Carol's face, for one. But two, they probably don't really know her. And so I don't know if it's just ignorance, because people fear things that they don't understand. They don't understand it, so they're afraid of it because they feel like in some way it's a threat to them. I weigh 130 pounds when I've eaten like 4 or 5 meals that day. Like, really. If I go take a piss, I lose a pound. If I pick my hair out, I lose a pound. Shit. If I take this wife beater off, I'm gonna lose a pound. So, honestly, I'm not a threat to anybody. I use the male restroom at work. I only use the stall, though, because we have a stall, and we have a urinal, and then there's the sink. So, I don't fuck with that urinal shit, because I don't want these people to find out about me and feel like a pariah in my shop. It's weird because they've been really, really kind of like welcoming so far. Like, everybody wants to help and have me feel part of this whole Shop 99 family and stuff. But at the same time, when that kind of thing happened, like, so they read the training, people making light of it, and then when it's over, people are like, finally, that's done. And at the end, they were like, you don't have to agree with that person's lifestyle, but you have to respect them. And people were like, kind of like, how dare we have to respect them? Which just made me think, like, the thing that really makes me think about it is, like, 20, 30 years ago, there weren't nearly as many black people in the shipyard as there are now. 98% of the shipyard is white male. So, You have to look at the fact that, like, I'm sure, not to say that transgender discrimination is the same as racism, because it's not. I, as a black man, will never make that parallel. But it makes me wonder, like, I'm able to hide that I'm transgender now, and it's not a huge deal. Like, how were things back then? Like, we got a dude in our shop that's old as fuck, so I'm sure this motherfucker used to be racist. Or, if he wasn't directly a member of the Klan type of shit, he was racist by association and racist by institutionalization. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just like one of those types of things. And like with being transgender, I'm already seen as a black dude. So I already get those, like, kind of like black, let me talk in AAVE to you so that you feel more comfortable. Motherfucker, I have a college degree in psychology, which meant I wrote a bazillion papers in college. Get the fuck out of my face. I can definitely grade your paper and point out all the errors in it, and then help you with your reference page, put it in MLA or APA format. So get the fuck out of here. But just like the audacity of these people, and to say that. And then, like, I'm also worried about what's going to happen in the next 7 months. It's going to be hot again, and I'm not going to be able to wear sweatshirts every day. And I'm already feeling like I'm not going to be able to get top surgery till December of next year, because I have to have the time off to take that large chunk of time off and get paid. Because I can't afford to take time off and not get paid. I can't afford it. My bills will not allow for that. So that's a whole thing in itself. Like, that's stress. Every day is stress, because, like, I had stopped packing for a little bit because I don't know if I was growing again. Well, yeah, I was growing again. But I don't know if it was because I was growing again, or the fabric softener, or just the silicone. I don't know what it was, but I was getting, like, irritated. So I had stopped packing for like a week. And after that shit on Tuesday, like, I'll be damned if I show up to work unpacked. Because I don't know what kind of situation can happen where we do stretching in the morning, or, dudes like to do that fucking meat tap game. I don't know why, because they all complain about how much it hurts. So why would you want to hit somebody else there? I don't ever want to be in a situation where there's a void because of the way these people feel. So now I'm feeling extreme pressure to get a better binder, something that's tighter. I'm under extreme pressure to hit the gym. Like, I'm not supposed to be lifting weights, but now I'm really just ready to, like, kind of risk, like, a little bit of a neck strain and shoulder and back issues so that I can get bigger arms and really get my pecs going with these with bench presses, so that hopefully I can lose some of this chest, or to where my pecs can be bigger or my arms can be bigger, so that when I do start having to wear t-shirts and the binder just smushes down, it could be realistic that my pecs would be that big, because right now it's not. I'm also under extreme pressure in my mind to have surgery sooner than the summertime. Like, have surgery at the beginning of spring when it starts getting warm, so that when I finally come back and it's hot, I have a flat chest. Or to just take the time off without pay and, like, kind of like being dead. Hope my family can help me out so I can have surgery so these people don't find out and start ostracizing me. Like, the pressure is really getting to me. And I don't even. I'm just gonna let the universe work on it. I mean, I'm a strong dude when it comes to, like, mental fortitude and speaking my mind and all that shit. Like, I've always been that person to say what the fuck is on my mind, to my detriment or my benefit. And I know that if, for whatever reason, I have to come out to these people, you know, it's so crazy that it's making me want to take another job in another state. I've only been working for 3 weeks, and I'm already thinking about trying to get into this apprenticeship program down in Sacramento, California as a stationary engineer. That's what my dad is, and he sent me this announcement, which means I'd have to take 2 days off of work, a couple weeks apart, buy plane tickets and fly to California, get a hotel. Well, probably not get a hotel. I'd probably just fly down there and fly back that night and go to work the next day. And possibly move to California because I'll be making more money there so I can save for surgery quicker. But that's an apprenticeship program, so I'm not going to be able to miss 6 motherfucking weeks of the program. It's not going to happen. I just feel like I'm stuck right now. What else happened this week? One of the cool things that happened this week was I got to go down in Dry Dock 6 where they had a carrier up in Dry Dock, and I got to walk underneath this carrier like I'm at the bottom under the motherfucking keel of the ship. Like I'm reaching up and touching the bottom of a ship. It's usually, underwater. And like that joint looked like it was 1,000,000 feet tall. That was pretty cool to see that, like an aircraft carrier. It's over 1,000 feet long, set up on fucking lumber basically, sitting out of water. It was cool as fuck. What else cool happened this week? Nothing. Oh, I'm 41 weeks on T. How about that? That's pretty cool. What else? Nothing else happened. Pretty much this whole week has just been kind of drab. Every day I have been under just this intense anxiety of being found out. Especially because people keep asking me questions like, did you play football? Did you play basketball growing up? I just stick with no, I ran track because that's the truth. But like they're starting to ask about my life. And there are certain experiences that I've never had that I'm trying to fabricate convincingly. It just really makes me want to just run away. I don't know. This video is way too long and too depressing. So I plan on making a review of my Packer and my STP this weekend. And I plan on making a video for tomorrow for Brothers in Transition channel, so check that out. I'm sorry this is so late, but between my uncle's death last week and then the bullshit that happened Tuesday, like, I'm just really not here for expressing shit, But I had to get this out. I've been writing in my journal like crazy. Like, pages and pages. And it's mostly been about fear of being outed, fear of having to deal with these people. Like, it's not so much that I'm afraid of them or their judgment, because I could care less. It's more so that I'm afraid of having to quit my job for harassment. Because I'm the type of person where, yeah, it would suck. I should fight the good fight and shit. But no, I don't want to be emotionally harassed at work. I shouldn't have to be, and I don't want to be. And I'm not going to put myself in a situation like that. And I don't want to have to quit my job. Period, point blank. Like, for the first time since I left my old job, I missed it. Because everybody there knew I was trans, and maybe they had never met a transgender person before, but they accepted me. They were curious, they asked questions that sometimes were inappropriate, but they accepted me, and they treated me like the guys, and they would just be like, Eli is Eli, he's not he's not your typical guy, but he is a guy. And no one ever, 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 ever made me feel like I was being harassed or like I was unsafe on the job. And I don't necessarily feel like there would be physical harm to me, but emotional maybe. And already there has been some, obviously, because of the way it made me feel this week. On another note, I'm up to 8 pull-ups. That's great. 8 pull-ups, like crazy. Everything else is coming along too, but really pull-ups are like my pride and joy. And I'm noticing results in my traps and my lats. But yeah, I really plan on getting a gym membership and starting to lift weights. I would love for my chest to go away with weights, or at least get so small that it barely takes any binding at all. You know what I mean? To make it look masculine. So, I don't know. Just my thoughts. I'm about to wrap this video up because I need to go to bed so I can go deal with these transphobic fools tomorrow. And I need to... It's funny though how like there's homophobia, transphobia, xenophobia, all these different things. And it's funny because when people have a fear of snakes or spiders, like arachnophobia, what do? They want to get away. They'll almost kill somebody trying to get away from a spider or a bee. But when it comes to things like transphobia and homophobia, they will rather kill you than to just leave you alone. And I don't understand how you could be so afraid of snakes and so afraid of spiders or so afraid of heights or so afraid of like bandages or aluminum foil that you will almost kill yourself or your children trying to get away, or if it's in the car fighting it, just wanting it to be away from you. But when it comes to people who are the same but just a little different, you would rather hurt them and kill them. And that makes no sense to me. I'm going to expound on that in my Brothers in Transition video. How phobia is something deadly when it comes to human beings. Because, you know, this whole shit just got me thinking. So yeah, watch my video tomorrow on Brothers in Transition channel, and please send your videos to help us out, because, you know, life changes for people, and it's changed for quite a few of our channel members, and we'd love to hear your points of view. So if you have a video about a topic I've done here on my personal channel, or that any of our members have done on their personal channel, or that we've done previously in the Brothers in Transition channel, or just something fucking brand new, please, 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 please feel free to make your own video, post it to your channel, send us the link at brothersinTransition2013@gmail.com, and we'll view it. And if we feel it is a positive, appropriate message that isn't harmful or hateful, we will post it to the channel. Well, we'll go ahead and, like, you know, link it up and everything. So yeah, please do that. Yeah, I gotta go. Watch my next video because it's gonna be some real shit. Alright, much love.